Guys, and what's up? It was such a beautiful day today. The weather outside is amazing. I wish it was much hotter here. More like 40 to 50 degrees would be nice. Anyway, the sun is obviously good for you, so do make sure you have that sun protection out. It's the time of the year when everybody's obviously out. People are going on holiday. Romance is in the air. Dinner dates, girls' nights out. Obviously Carnival is just gone, and essentially obviously we're having a great time. You know, I'm going to talk about cars, but obviously before I do, let's do obviously a quick roundup. I've got a lot to talk about today. First off, did you guys see the relay in the 100 meters where I think Richardson won? This was like maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago. The highlight for me was when she obviously looked across before dipping on the finishing line, and you saw, what did you see? You see her just look across at her opponent, like she looked across at her opponent like, who you think he is, kind of thing. I absolutely loved it. I thought that was the highlight for me of the moment. I feel like the women's 100 meters relay was absolutely sensational to watch because the ankle leg done very well. The woman of the hour was no other than Richardson. The way she just came up like a car, just cruising and hit that kind of accelerator and hit go. Do you know what I mean? I felt like the Olympics was really good to watch. I feel like the way she just turned her head before the finishing line was absolutely amazing. Like, who you think you is, kind of thing. Anyway, despite the exchange of the baton not obviously being the greatest, I feel like the exchange of batons in general was like horrendous, to be fair. Not so horrendous, but it wasn't that great. But it was phenomenal to watch. I feel like the level of confidence that these players have is obviously phenomenal like no other. And it shows on the track. I feel like when you invest into your players and you invest into your people, they flourish, they do very well. And it shows obviously in her effort. That Richardson's moment is obviously going to be forever a classic, and it's already started with the memes. Well, it's already started with the memes obviously circulating. That was kind of lit. I feel like the only thing I don't like about this Olympics, right, is that it's the simple fact that it's only every 4 years. And sometimes it's just like, when there's nothing else to watch, it's just like, why every 4 years? Do you know what I mean? Which is quite a bummer. What I would like to see more of is obviously track and field. And apparently the event is going to LA. I thought it was going to go to Miami, but it's actually going to LA. So it's going to the West Coast. So you know, essentially it's going to be absolutely lit. You know what I'm realizing about sports is that, especially the Olympics, right? I feel like it's kind of leveled up from what it used to be. I think it's because of the commentary, and I don't know. I feel like this level of the level of commentary now, the style of commentary has obviously changed, and it's more entertaining now. I absolutely love it, but I feel like you've got to do a lot of preparation, obviously, before your competition, and I feel like the Olympics is like no other. Now, I feel like the 100 meters race for the men was not what I expected it to be. I felt like Zarnell probably could have come second or first had he had a good hand. Does that make sense? He done a great job. He ran so fast. It was excellent performance by him. But I think had the team ran faster, maybe the results would have been completely different, because he came third and he cruised that third place position. So I'm thinking to myself, well, had the second and the third leg been a bit stronger, the outcome could have definitely been better. Now, USA absolutely crushed it at the basketball games with another, obviously, gold medal. I saw something on Threads here which showed the basketball men's elation when they won the tournament. The celebration was quite weird, to say the least. I've tried to play this game of basketball, and I thought, yeah, it's going to be really good. It's similar to netball. It's absolutely not. People are absolutely mean on the court. And you know when they're like pushing you, like they're trying to guard you? That push is not like a push. It's like a push that you want to fight. Playing in the heights, I thought to myself, God damn, you need to back up, because what's this? No. It's either you play basketball and go hard or go home. basketball is not an easy game to play, and I thought it was going to be an easy game to play. Like, you're just bouncing the ball and you're passing it, but nah, it's not. And the heights showed me that it's an aggressive. I feel like it's an aggressive kind of sport. I feel like beast mode is activated once they are obviously on the basketball court. I feel like being an athlete, you got to go obviously all in. There's no days off. You got to eat clean, work out, stay hydrated, drink plenty of fluids. Olympics has come to an end, obviously, and you had the singers obviously closing out the show. You had Tom Cruise riding out. I think he rode out on a motorbike. The West Coast obviously will be essentially hosting it in 4 years' time, so that will be good to see how the presentation will be and who the commentary or who the commentators will be. Anyway, I digress. Now, the reason why I spoke about athletics was because I went to obviously test drive a car, and one thing I noticed when test driving this particular car was speed and performance. And obviously athletics is about speed and performance. Now you might think, well, what's the correlation? Well, when you go to test drive any car, right, and you really have to put your foot all the way down on the brakes, you need to get that car looked at. There's no way you're going to test drive a car and you're having to push your foot practically near to the floor in order to brake the car. It don't make sense. It means that, for me, it means that obviously there must be something wrong with the car. Maybe you need to check your brake pads, or you need to go to the mechanic, because that don't make no sense. Now, what I will say is, right, obviously speed and performance is relatively important, not just in sports, but obviously in vehicles as well. You don't want to buy a car and it's not necessarily reaching its kind of full potential. You don't want it to just glide. You want it to have the full impact when you're obviously putting your foot down on the accelerator or the gas.